In what's shaping up to be the biggest crypto story so far of 2021, El Salvador has announced that they're making Bitcoin legal tender in their country, which means Salvadorians can pay their taxes in BTC, merchants have to accept it, and get this, there's no capital gains tax. Salvadorian officials are setting up a $150 million special purpose fund that will convert Bitcoin into dollars and vice versa. If merchants don't want to take on the price volatility of Bitcoin, well, they don't have to. The Salvadorian government will absorb the risk. How it works is Salvadorians can use any one of the dozens of freely available Bitcoin wallets, or they can download the government-sponsored Bitcoin wallet that's being built by Jack Mallers' team over at Strike. All right, so no kidding, this is all pretty damn cool. First came the institutions, led by Michael Saylor's massive Bitcoin investment, and now it's the nation states. As cool as this news is, though, I still think it's important to ask the question, why has El Salvador thrown their hat into the ring with Bitcoin? Who benefits out of this? Well, here's a bit of information that I found really interesting. Several million Salvadorians work outside the country, and quite a few of them send some of their wages home every month. In fact, more than 20% of El Salvador's GDP comes from remittances. If all of these international workers sent money home with Bitcoin's Lightning Network instead of an expensive service like Western Union, an additional $1 billion would flow into the country every year. Now that's pretty significant considering El Salvador's GDP is just $27 billion. So that's like having an extra 2.7% of GDP coming into the country every year. How many other countries are going to do the math, run the cost-benefit analysis, and say, hey, adopting Bitcoin actually makes a whole lot of sense? Well, we don't have to guess. Paraguay, Panama, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, and Argentina have all signaled some interest in Bitcoin, and that's just the countries we know about. Who knows how many others might consider the Bitcoin standard before the year is over. As we say in the community, gradually and then suddenly. This move by El Salvador is especially exciting for the team here at Exodus and aligns closely with our mission, which is to bring half of the world's population into crypto by 2030. For example, 70% of Salvadorians don't have a bank account or access to financial instruments which give them financial sovereignty and the ability to become protagonists of their own material well-being. With a Bitcoin wallet installed on their phone, they are no longer under the boot of an economic system designed by people thousands of miles away, the purpose of which is to keep them poor. Case in point, angry that someone can do something innovative without getting their permission, a spokesman for the IMF has said that El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender raises a number of macroeconomic, financial, and legal issues. Well, the question is, if the lawfully elected Legislative Assembly in El Salvador passed the Bitcoin bill, which it did, what possible legal issues can it raise? Does El Salvador, a sovereign nation state, have to ask for permission? Well, maybe the IMF is starting to understand what Bitcoin represents, and they're getting scared. Speaking of scared, there's been a consistent attack on Bitcoin's carbon footprint. In this FUD about Bitcoin's energy use, critics often point out Bitcoin's energy-intensive mining processes and argue that the benefits aren't worth it. Well, how about this? El Salvador has a bunch of volcanoes that are a fantastic source of cheap, 100% clean geothermal energy. And since El Salvador is making Bitcoin legal tender, they might as well get into mining while they're at it. Here's what Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, had to say. I've just instructed the president of La Geo SV, our state-owned geothermal electric company, to put up a plan to offer facilities for Bitcoin mining with very cheap, 100% clean, 100% renewable, zero emissions energy from our volcanoes. This is going to evolve fast. That's how things work in crypto. There's a problem, and then before you know it, a solution. Bitcoin isn't green enough? Well, let's mine it with volcanoes. Not to be outdone by Bitcoin volcano mining, the payments company Square has joined forces with Blockstream to launch a new solar Bitcoin mining venture. The project will be 100% powered by solar panels and serve as a test bed for using renewable energy to support Bitcoin mining. Turns out, the future of Bitcoin is green indeed. In 2020, PayPal put out a job posting for blockchain engineers. Presumably, they found some qualified candidates because less than a year later, they announced that they were going to support Bitcoin purchases. Well, this time it's Amazon that wants to hire a blockchain head of product, especially someone who has experience in decentralized finance. Is Amazon getting into DeFi? It's probable that it could happen. Let's see what the next year can bring us. We, and more likely everyone else in the world, will be watching the El Salvador story closely to see how it unfolds and which country is next on the list. I don't know what's more exciting though, a country whose currency is the hardest form of money in the world, or creating that money from a freaking volcano. That's gonna be hard to top. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Seriously, how is anyone supposed to top volcano mining? All right, thanks for watching everyone, and make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and until next time, hold on.